Birthing Ritual decks are everywhere. Makes me really glad I never cut my main board Grafdigger's Cage. Let's see how well I can hold up against those creature combo decks. We're not doing anything particularly spicy today. This is the traditional list that I have been playing for a little bit now, with the all three types of consistency in the main deck. We've got the 4 Pyxis, 2 Shredders that y'all know and love. I have really grown to like this list, and I will run it back into a league and see if I can not misplay this time. That's my goal. If I can not drop a match because of a misplay that I made, then I will win. Actually, I will consider myself to have succeeded in this league. Let's see if we can do that. I will be right back with round 1. We are on the play in round 1 versus swheel. I have played against them before, actually. I just don't remember what they were on. I think they might have been on the Esper Blink deck. Do I want to keep this hand? What does this hand do? This hand will turn 1 Shredder, maybe turn 1 Thoughtseize. It's got an Urza Saga in it. It pretty desperately needs a 3rd Mana Source. I guess I could get that off of Saga by fetching a Mox Opal if I really, really wanted to. I don't know. Like, it's technically got everything it needs in it. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I don't know if this is a good keep or not. Not really having any consistency with which to find that 3rd land kind of stinks. That being said, if I draw a green producing mana source here in the next turn or two, then I'm pretty much okay. My opponent on the Mold of 6, maybe we can punish that. Oh, they're on some nonsense today. All right, so Birthing Ritual is difficult for me to deal with. Marionette Apprentice is arguably more difficult for me to deal with. So I think I will actually take the Marionette Apprentice out of this hand. Really wishing I had that 3rd land. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now what do I want to do? Do I want to play Codex Shredder into Pithing Needle off of this Urza Saga? I think I'm okay with that. What do I name with Pithing Needle? Agatha's Soul Cauldron? Do I think this is an Agatha's Soul Cauldron deck? It's almost certainly an Agatha's Soul Cauldron deck. I think I'm comfortable enough with that assessment to name Agatha's Soul Cauldron. That card is really difficult for me to deal with. They are likely to get a single hit off of this Birthing Ritual here. They sacrifice their Gilded Goose, they're bringing in a 2-drop. That is a Samwise Gamgee. Yeah, okay. Do I want to drop Ensnaring Bridge right now? I don't really think so. This Samwise kind of needs to get off the table. I think I'm just hoping to get full value out of this Urza Saga. And I'm comfortable with getting a Grafdigger's Cage for the Birthing Ritual, I think. Just need to be a little bit patient. Yep, that's Orcish Bowmasters down. They thought about swinging in, decided against it. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and create my token. Maybe should have waited for the Birthing Ritual trigger to happen. They're getting rid of their Gilded Goose for a Marionette Apprentice. Oh, that's another Urza Saga. How interesting. Do I want to create the construct now? Yeah, I'll create the construct now. My opponent is out of cards in hand. And I'm gonna just grab a Grafdigger's Cage here. Okay, so they could throw a ton of stuff in front of this construct token if they really wanted to. I think I might incentivize them to do that. My life total's high enough to where I don't really need to worry about it. They are just choosing to chump block. They're gonna scry 1 here. They kept it on the bottom. Okay, Urza Saga number 2. They're going to get a lot of individual scries here. This Codex Shredder will make sure that whatever they scry to top, they just don't get to have. They are sacrificing quite a bit of stuff here. That Gilded Goose is down, that Orcish Bowmasters is down. I think I'm just going to let them have whatever this is. Maybe they will sacrifice the creature for Birthing Ritual here, not realizing that Grafdigger's Cage shuts it off. Nah, they didn't fall for that. Okay, Blooming Marsh as land for turn. And I am the beatdown here. I will swing with everything. They are choosing to take it. I don't think that I need to create the construct here, because 1 construct hit is going to be lethal next turn anyway. I think I will just hold open Assassin's Trophy as an emergency. They are cracking foods, huh? Okay, yeah, that's fine. They're not going to be able to crack foods forever. They're choosing to not do anything. I wonder what their draws have been. And they concede. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. So my opponent is on black, green, white, the Abzan sort of Samwise combo. So they've got Cat, cat oven in here, probably. So they would sacrifice their cat to Viserys Seer. They would have a marionette apprentice in play. Samwise Gamgee would create a food whenever the cat enters. And then they use that food to rebuy the cat from the graveyard. Main deck Grafdigger's Cage does quite a lot for that, and I am certainly going to be protecting that Grafdigger's Cage once I go to sideboard. I think Assassin's Trophies are a must. Grafdigger's Cages are a must. Pithing Needles are a must. Underworld Cookbook, not so much. What else do I want to be bringing in? I could bring in Ashiox. I'm not convinced that's any good. I could bring in Cursed Totems in place of some number of Pithing Needles. I could bring them in addition to Pithing Needles. I could bring in Toxic Deluges. If I'm doing that, then what am I cutting? Maybe these Mishra's Baubles? Because I kind of want the rest of my stuff. I could cut a single Ancient Stirrings because Toxic Deluge is not colorless. I don't know how much I like that. Assassin's Trophy, I could go down to one of those. I don't know how much I like that. Maybe I'm overboarding. Do I need the Cursed Totems? I kind of want the Cursed Totems. I think I'm going to side out the Mishra's Baubles. All right, this is a very good hand. I like this hand a lot. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Suspend Profane Tutor, turn 3 Cursed Totem, turn 4 Bridge, maybe. And I can do some other things along the way. I am getting a Cauldron Familiar here. Blooming Marsh into Thoughtseize. This is very interesting. So I could take the Haywire Mine. I don't think that's really necessary because I have a Cursed Totem in my hand. I could take Birthing Ritual, or I could take Court of Calling. I think I take the Court of Calling here, and then I line up Assassin's Trophy against Birthing Ritual. I think that's good. I do not have a Grafdigger's Cage in sight here. We are certainly going to have to use our life total as a resource in this game. We're a bit behind here, yeah? There's the Birthing Ritual. Notably, they have a Boseiju who endures in hand, right? Yeah, that was their other land. Oof, that's kind of rough. I'm going to set a stop on their second end step here. So they exchanged their cat for a Samwise Gamgee. They still have Haywire Might and Boseiju in hand. Do I want to take this turn off and trophy their Birthing Ritual? Or do I want to suspend Profane Tutor? I think I'm going to suspend Profane Tutor. They don't really have enough stuff to make Birthing Ritual scary right now. Underground Mortuary is their land for turn. They binned another Samwise. They're just playing out the Haywire Might, sacrificing their Haywire Might to get a Viscera Seer. I wouldn't be as concerned about this as I am if not for the Boseiju that they have in hand. But I'm pretty concerned right now. Oh yeah, I should be infinitely concerned actually, because this is the infinite damage loop right here, isn't it? It's a real shame that my opponent had this Cursed Totem covered. If they didn't have that Boseiju, I would have just slammed Cursed Totem right on the second turn instead of suspending my Profane Tutor. Okay, and that's game. Let's move on to game 3. No changes to sideboarding, I think. Let's just not run into Boseiju this time, yeah? I will be on the play here, and I actually will keep this hand. I'm going to play the Swamp into Pyxis, and then I will play Urza Saga into Cursed Totem. And then if my opponent deals with the Cursed Totem, then they have Saga to deal with. All right, another land wasn't the greatest. Hopefully that Cursed Totem helps. This will notably shut off mana abilities of creatures. So this Delighted Halfling does not tap for mana anymore. But they had the second land. All right. This will also shut off the Viscera Seer. It will shut off Haywire Might. It does not shut off Marionette Apprentice. And it does not stop things from attacking. All right, that's fair. An Assassin's Trophy, you say? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Halia Guided by Light. Whenever another creature or artifact you control enters, you gain 1 life, and at the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you've gained 3 or more life this turn. This card is wild. Dang. All right. It's unfortunate that the order here doesn't exactly match up, huh? Now they just need 2 more creatures to enter, or an artifact and a creature. That counts too. Do I really want to be Assassin's Trophying this? I don't think so. I will just fetch my basic forest here. And now I will create my token. That is another Pyxis, huh? Let's create a second token here. And I'm going to grab a Lantern of Insight. I have double Pyxis if I really need to start exiling things off the top of their deck. That Young Wolf, I think, is fine. And I don't think that I'm going to be the aggressor this game. They still have 4 cards in hand. I don't know what those cards are. They are warping a second Hylia, huh? And they've got another Gilded Goose. So now they have Young Wolf and 2 unknowns. I don't think I mind this too much. Do I let them draw a Marionette Apprentice? Marionette Apprentice only functions when they lose creatures. They don't have ways to sack creatures anymore, really. What I want to do is I want to make sure that their remaining outs are shut off. So what I think I will do instead is I will let them draw this Marionette Apprentice. And then I think I'm going to keep everything as is. So I played my Fomori Vault, I Pithing Needle to Seiju who endures, and now I'm going to drop Ensnaring Bridge. The lock is coming together. They have double Hylia in their warp zone right now. I don't know how much I'm worried about that. It'll let them draw 2 cards a turn. They're still not attacking in. I'm going to exile this Chord of Calling because that kind of terrifies me. And double Chord of Calling's gotta go. Okay, that's fine. Ancient Stirrings, I will cast. I'm going to take Grafdigger's Cage, I think. And I believe my opponent is running out of outs. I still haven't really checked their hand. So they've got 2 cards in there that I don't know what they are. I think that's okay. They're just staunchly refusing to attack. That is a Cauldron Familiar. That is a Gilded Goose. I think I'm going to burn the Assassin's Trophy on their Godless Shrine. I don't need to take out this Marionette Apprentice, and I don't want to worry that whatever is stranded in their hand is something that they need 3 mana to cast. That being said, I'm not so concerned with checking their hand that I want to let them have that Force of Vigor. I could just draw this Assassin's Trophy and then take out their basic. All right, turn 9, and we are casting our first discard spell of the game. They have Viscera Seer and Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier, huh? When it enters or attacks, you may sack a creature to draw a card, and then whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, and if it's 4th time, it transforms. All right, yeah, that's a big and scary Final Fantasy shirtless guy. I'll take that. And this game's wrapped. My opponent just has no outs. We both had the same cards in deck as of my end step, but they drew from their deck first. This is going to be an easy win. I've got 12 minutes on my clock. I'm going to stop keeping track of their hand. It just doesn't matter. As long as I keep them off of sack outlets, then I'm okay. And thank you, Mel. I sure do like my hats. There's actually very little that I'm afraid of right now. I think the only thing that I'm truly scared of out of their deck is Force of Vigor exactly. Chord of Calling is only a shuffle. Green Sun's Zenith is also only a shuffle. The Seiju is shut off. Haywire Might is shut off. Their combo is completely shut off. They're dropping a Marionette Apprentice. But that only triggers when creatures die. They don't have a way of killing creatures right now. Oh, Collector Oof would be scary. Yeah, let's not give them a Collector Oof. Good thing that's an exile face down, huh? Even if they manage to cast their Hylias, those have a very predictable draw trigger. So it's not like they're gonna have like a clue token or something that they can sacrifice whenever they want to. Not even gonna cast this Profane Tutor, I don't need to. Just wanted to get it out of my hand. Uh-huh. I guess that's fair. So now I'm taking 3 damage a turn. That means I've got 4 turns. I think that's actually okay. I'm gonna keep them off of lands. I hadn't really considered that as an out, huh? Because it's creature or artifact. All right, let's end this quickly. So I'm going to fall to 8, they're gonna draw a card. I'm gonna fall to 5, they're gonna draw a card. I'm gonna fall to 2, they're gonna draw a card. Yeah, I think I actually have this. The Seiju is shut off, so I can safely let them have that. Except that's an additional land. I'm going to take that land from them. Samwise is fine. Samwise dying by the legend rule is 2 mana, same as sacrificing a food. Underground Mortuary enters tapped. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I think both me and my opponent, I think we both played a little bit sloppy this game. They are swinging in with their 0 power Gilded Gooses. Yeah, that didn't matter. Okay, let's exile your entire deck. And Yawgmoth all the way at the bottom. And I win the match. So if my opponent had swung in with their stuff while I had the Ensnaring Bridge still with 1 card in hand, they would have been suiciding all of their stuff into my constructs, but they would have been dealing me damage, which actually might have been relevant here because I won this game at 5 life, although it really was 2 life, because I could have sacrificed a food on their upkeep here before they drew their card for turn. But I also made mistakes because I allowed them to have these marionette apprentices without realizing that they trigger when artifacts go into a graveyard, and these food tokens are artifacts. So we both made mistakes. I ended up coming out ahead because I have Ensnaring Bridge in my deck and Curse Totem, and I won, I guess. All right, on to round 2. I hope you're enjoying the video. If you like watching my particular style of content, consider subscribing so you can get notified of my videos and live streams. I appreciate it. Thank you. We have started round 2 on the draw versus Joothup. 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 Juice. I will keep this 7 that has a lock and Ensnaring Bridge and Urza Saga in it. My opponent starting on 6 leads on Misty Rainforest, and I draw another Ensnaring Bridge. Not exactly what I wanted here. Now the question, do I fetch Shock or do I just fetch a basic Swamp? I'm going to just fetch a basic Swamp here. The only way I really get punished for this play is if my next land is exactly a basic Swamp and then I draw into, like, I don't know, like Ancient Stirrings or something. See, we're fine. Darkboard Pathway on top of my deck. Opponent with the Watery Grave. Next turn, I'm going to play Saga into double Millrock. That's going to be pretty chill. Oh, really? You've got a Boseiju on top of your deck? Come on, man. That's not chill. Yeah, I got to sacrifice Lantern here. I've got another one in hand. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Just really don't want to be dealing with Boseiju right now. Like, it probably would have been fine, but still. Yeah, Birthing Ritual is down. No creatures, though. So I'm going to play this Urza Saga. I'm going to play another Lantern. They've got a Snow-Covered Forest, and I've got a Pithing Needle, so I'm definitely going to play out my Shredder. Oh, I played against this deck before. I'm not particularly worried about Birthing Ritual then, right? I think I want the Pithing Needle, but I'm not really willing to... I think I'm just going to keep everything as is. Yeah, I'll keep everything as is. Draw that Pithing Needle just in case. Play this as the green land. And now what? Do I play Pithing Needle? I don't think so. I think I can just make constructs here. I'm not going to take them off Coiling Oracle. Soporific Springs as a land. You love to see it. Coiling Oracle is coming down. I'm going to mill in response. All right. Yeah, you can have that Boseiju. That's fine. Coiling Oracle puts lands directly into play. Fantastic for me. Actually, I'm going to let this Birthing Ritual trigger resolve first. They found something they wanted. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, wait. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, opponent. I appreciate you. Mwah. Am I going to attack here? Nah, I'm not going to attack. Yep, Harbinger of the Seas is not as good against Urza Saga as it once was. We now have a permanently placed Urza Saga that I can tap to create constructs anytime I want to. That's beautiful. I think they're going to try and suicide their Harbinger here. They didn't. Wow. Well, that Birthing Ritual is still a free sack outlet. Yeah, they sacrificed their Harbinger here just to put a Shardless Agent into play. Oh, that is... that's embarrassing, man. That's really sad. Take you off that Death Touch creature. Oh, man, you love to see it. I'm going to grab Mox Opal, and then I am going to cast another Pyxis, and then I'm going to swing for 14. Whoever said that Lantern Control can't be the beatdown, huh? I dare you to chump. There you go. Chump it. Fall the 9. Oh, are they going to bounce one of my tokens? You got it. You got it. I am perfectly happy with that exchange. Misty Rainforest is in hand. Imagine they play that as their land for turn. They are just hard casting an Abhorrent Oculus. Like, that's fine, I think. They have Endurance and an Unknown in hand. They're going to manifest Dread here. So it wasn't the Snow-Covered Island. That's not what's under here. I think I will draw this Lantern. I think that's fine. Do I just make these creatures so gosh dang big that my opponent has to chump? I think the answer to this is yes. I think I'm going to deploy as much of my lock as I can. and then just force them to chump over and over and over and over and over until they can't anymore. Yeah, take lethal. They are choosing to chump. Okay. I will Ancient Stirrings here. I'll grab a Codex Shredder, that's fine. They're doing the classic end step, sacrifice their land here. But I think they actually wanted that Shardless Agent. I would have milled that on their upkeep. Undercity Sewers is their grab off of that fetch land. They're probably going to bin this Verdant Catacombs. They did. Do I want them having second Endurance? I would really love to high roll and let them hit a land here. I think I will exile the top card of everyone's deck. I don't think I'm going to push this too hard. I don't think I want them having that Quantum Riddler. Thinking to Stupor. Yeah, I'll sacrifice Lantern. I'll have them shuffle that away. Boiling Oracle. All right. Okay, Ice Fang Quaddle's down. They're going to draw a Polluted Delta. And yeah, they're swinging in with this Abhorrent Oculus. I'm going to take a bit of damage here. And now that I've thoroughly distracted them by forcing them to use their various answers against my constructs, I think I am perfectly happy with just Catacombs, Shredder, Pithing Needle on Otawara, and then Ensnaring Bridge, right? Let's lead on that Pithing Needle, see if they fetch with this Polluted Delta. I'm not naming Polluted Delta, but you know. Oh, the Polluted Delta is actually down. There is still one unknown card in their hand. I'm going to name Otawara Soaring City. I'm going to drop a Codex Shredder, I guess. Oh, I guess I should have played an Ensnaring Bridge, because I thought I had an additional land that I don't, apparently. Oh well. And yeah, I'm not going to attack here. I'm going to take 7 down to 6, because even if they flash in an Endurance right here, then I can just block it with the Construct. Yeah, I don't mind them having an Abhorrent Oculus. Oh, I see. Well, that actually puts me in a bit of a pickle, because these Ice Fang Quaddles can attack. Yep, Abhorrent Oculus is in their hand. Yeah, that's a lot more damage than I was expecting to have. Now I need to dig myself into a discard spell on myself, actually. Yeah, not playing the Ensnaring Bridge last turn when I really should have, I think is going to cause me quite a bit of trouble here now. Because now I need to find that discard spell, and it needs to be on myself, and I can't check their hand to see what that last card they've been sandbagging is. Although they didn't attack with their Ice Fang Quaddles, so that's good for me. Birthing Ritual is going to happen, and I need to think for a little bit on their end step here. So if their last card in hand is Ice Fang Quaddle, which they have 1, 2, 3... They have not revealed their 4th one, or if they hit an Ice Fang Quaddle off of one of these Oculus. Then if my hand is not empty, then I die. Oh, you know what I could do? I could swing in, force them to chump both of my constructs, and then it just doesn't matter. They would have to have double Endurance in hand in order for that to put me to 1 life, and then I just dump my hand next turn. Okay, yeah, so I can swing in with the constructs, and that solves a lot of my problems. I am going to still attempt to mill myself into a discard spell here. Mishra's Bauble, I'm going to activate Pyxis, just in case they have something good on top of their deck. Profane Tutor is not good enough here. Third Ensnaring Bridge, I don't really want that, no thank you. Okay. They did not put a Shardless Agent into the graveyard, so that tells me that it's got to be the manifested creature here. But that Misty Rainforest is down. I'm going to exile the top of everyone's deck here. I'm really digging quite hard for this discard spell, and I'm just not finding it. Craft Digger's Cage. Okay, so I didn't find the discard spell. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to swing out, and I'm going to hope that they block with at least 1 Ice Fang Quaddle. All right, they did. And they blocked with their other manifest creature. Oh, that's still a Shardless Agent, huh? All right, Graph Digger's Cage is down. And now let's just hope that their last card in hand isn't a counterspell, because if it is a counterspell, then I'm dead. Please don't be a Flare of Denial. Please don't be a Flare of Denial. Oh, that's not good. Yep, it was a Flare of Denial. Okay, so, yeah, that was a pretty easy game that I lost because I did not count my lands. Oh, Lord. This is not a good start. Go ahead and begin sideboarding here. So they have all sorts of interesting things. I could bring in my Torpor Orbs if I really wanted to, but I think this deck just dies to a resolved bridge as long as I can protect it properly. So I think I'd rather have Duresses. The needles are all relevant. Underworld Cookbook is not relevant. And I could shave a Mishra's Bauble. I could shave an Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, I'll shave an Assassin's Trophy. Okay. So this is a relatively easy matchup for Lantern, I think. I just need to not flub it, you know? I would like to be on the play, thank you, with this hand. This hand does what? It does not have a good access to the Mishra's Bauble trick. I guess I could choose whether I want to duress them or cast Ancient Stirrings. I suppose that's okay. I could see this hand going south pretty quickly, though. Am I really going to keep a hand on the strength of double Ancient Stirrings? I think I'd rather just mulligan and find a better 6. I'm gonna mulligan this. Yeah, that's way better. I'm going to keep, and I kind of want all of these things. I think I will bottom the Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, so I led on my Pyxis. My opponent played their Misty Rainforest. I am now going to suspend Profane Tutor. I've got an Ancient Stirrings in hand now. My opponent is now going to Surveil. They did not keep a land. So notably, they could flash in an Icefang Coatl here and then counter a spell that I play. Oh, that's an Urza Saga. I kind of want that. I'll see if I find a Lantern of Insight here. No, but I found another Urza Saga. Okay. Are we just Saga gaming now? I suppose I should have played the Pithing Needle before I played the Urza Saga. Yeah, because I was going to be naming the Episagia Who Endures anyway. The hero here still has 7 cards in hand. They've elected to find a 3rd Surveil land, once again binning a land. Force of Vigor, exiling a Shardless Agent. They're going to take the Pyxis and the Urza Saga. I guess I'll exile face down in response. Shardless Agent for value. They're going to find Hurkyl's Recall, huh? They may as well cast that. They did not cast it. They kept the Hurkyl's Recall in their deck. And Profane Tutor is coming off suspend here. What do I want to grab? Do I want to grab a discard spell? Do I want to grab Urza Saga number 3? I could see myself grabbing Urza Saga number 3 off of this. Do I think that they're going to have another Force of Vigor? Even if they do, then Urza Saga number 3 is going to insulate against that fairly well. And I don't think I'm going to play Ensnaring Bridge. I could play Ensnaring Bridge. You know what? I'm going to play Ensnaring Bridge. They are Flare of Denialing that. That's fantastic. That is an Abhorrent Oculus. Yeah, that's a reason to Flare of Denial and Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, now I just don't have much going for me, do I? I might actually lose this round because of a misplay. Oh, man. Gotta love it. Coiling Oracle, Snow-Covered Forest. They are all in on this. But Abhorrent Oculus is a very good card to be all in on. Choosing not to attack with the manifested creature. Huh. I'm going to make my construct now. No way! They had a Quantum Riddler ripped off the top? Alright, yeah, that's a thing that you could have access to. That's a thing that your deck can do. And I'm just drawing Pithing Needles here. I think I need to make these very big very quickly. Do I even have hope of finding Ensnaring Bridge at this point? Not particularly. But I do have hope of making a lot of constructs and killing them very quickly. I could find Grafdigger's Cage, which was shut off Oculus. I could find Mox Opal and just make another construct. I could find Mishra's Bauble and literally just cycle. I think I'm going to find Mox Opal. These flying threats, man, that's crazy. And there's just nothing I can do about this. It just doesn't matter. Dang, if I hadn't miscounted my lands, huh? Well, they have a Consigned Memory in hand. Okay, I will wrap it up to that. Oof. Well, I failed the challenge on round 2. I lost a match because of a misplay that I made. Just didn't count my lands correctly. That was literally just it. Count your lands correctly, folks. On to round 3. Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Try working through the 5 stages of grief by joining the Fateseal MTG Patreon. Languish in denial with my $2 tier and get access to my Discord community and your name in my video credits. You'll gain more perks as your grief matures, like tournament live streams, lessons on Lantern Control, and office hours with me. Once you reach acceptance, every month you'll get a private session with me and can even feature your own deck here on Fateseal MTG. We are on the play in round 3 versus Sonic Smasher with our incredibly attractive Oko theme here. I'm gonna keep this. This hand's got a bop to it. Straight with the mulligan to 6 from our Oko lover. Let's make that a mulligan to 5. Yep. This is, yeah, that's a deck that you can play. How do I want to attack this hand? I can more or less beat what they've got going on here, but I don't want them having the Court of Calling, I think. Oh yeah, Samwise Gamgee is actually the only castable card in their hand. But if they top deck a black source, then it could be worse. I think I'm just going to take the Court of Calling. You know, right, Rachel? It's just Birthing Ritual Day today. Everybody's playing Birthing Ritual decks. Haywire Might to their graveyard. Let's go. Now, do I want to play Urza Saga into Profane Tutor? I think I will. Feeling real silly about that Haywire Might in their graveyard now, aren't you? Except they top deck a Verdant Catacombs, which means that they can now Besage you my Urza Saga if they want to take a turn off to do that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that too much. I mean, they're just letting me do Urza Saga things, so I do Urza Saga things, right? The second they crack this fetch, I crack mine, shocking in Overgrown Tomb. They really should have just done this on, like, my upkeep or something. Orcish Bowmasters is down. Still holding on to that Beseiju. Oh no, they played it as a land. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's see if we can punish them for that. Swinging in with just the token. I'll take it. Okay. And honestly, I might just grab a second Urza Saga here. There's a very good chance that I just grab another second Urza Saga. Although I could grab Lantern and then Cage off of Saga. I don't have an Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to grab a second Urza Saga. And then I think I'm just going to grab a Cage off of this Saga here. So now the question is, do I play Shredder or do I play Cookbook? And if I play Cookbook, I think that I can surprise them if they decide to block with everything. We are once again on the beatdown here. They're choosing not to block. I will actually do this now. That means that they have to block something next turn. They now need a cat plus removal for this Grafdigger's Cage in order to come out on top here. Let's see if they find it. Oh, and it needs to be a natural cat because I've shut off Court of Calling. Fatal Push on Construct Token, you say? I'm sorry, friend, I don't think that will do it. They're swinging in for 4. I'm going to take 4 going down to 10. That's a Birthing Ritual that's also shut off by this Grafdigger's Cage. Let's see if opponent sacrifices something just for funsies. They did not. I'll play that Blooming Marsh as a land for turn, and I will just make the construct now. And I think I swing in, right? They are going to scry 1 here. Oh, they kept it on top. That's interesting. I wonder what it is. Something terrible, I'm sure. Terrible for me. Although they've decided to not attack, they didn't swing in and kill my construct. I don't know what they're doing. I think here I will grab Lantern, actually. Yeah, I'm going to grab Lantern. That is a Gilded Goose on top of their deck. Well, let's just casually find Urza Saga number 3 here. Yeah, I don't want Ensnaring Bridge. All right, and they have to block at least one of these. Orcish Bowmasters will do it. I could discard this Bloodstained Mire and make fetch lands completely shut off. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, you're at 1. You have an unknown card in hand and a Gilded Goose on top of your deck. Your go. They're playing it as their land for. They're playing it as a creature. They can just swing in for a maximum of 5 here. If they do, then they're very, very dead. Yeah, that's a thing that you can do. Haywire Might is down, and they're gonna pop it on what? My Saga? On my Grafdigger's Cage. Why are they popping it on my Grafdigger's Cage? That's kind of terrifying. Their last card in hand must be very good. Oh, they're turning on their Birthing Ritual. That's what they're doing. They're trying to combo off here. Let's just hope that they don't find it. And I think they actually do have it if they find a cat here, right? So I'm just gonna let them do it. Yeah, you're probably right that I could just lock the game down and just make it really, really easy. But honestly, I'm just having so much fun attacking with these constructs that I'm willing to take the hits in order to just swing in. It's not correct, but gosh golly, is it really, really fun. Okay, let's go ahead and begin sideboarding. So, how did I sideboard against them last time? I brought in Cursed Totems. I brought in Toxic Deluges. I sided out Mishra's Baubles, and I also sided out this Underworld Cookbook. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I'll keep it like that. Instant mulligan, straight to jail. Is this an instant mulligan? I don't know. I don't know if this is an instant mulligan or not. I would do what? I would bottom the trophy because it's not castable here. I would go Pyxis into Profane Tutor into hopefully Bridge. That's not really good enough. I'm going to keep it anyway because I really don't want to go to 5. And even though this hand's game plan is not particularly strong, at least it is a game plan. Whereas if I was going to 5, I might not have a game plan at all. Oh, and they just Overgrown Tomb tapped pass, huh? All right, I'll take that. I'm not going to throw down a Pithing Needle when I don't need to. Seiju is a land. I'll take that. Now I could Inquisition Pithing Needle here. How good is that? Would I rather just suspend Profane Tutor? I think I'd rather just suspend Profane Tutor. Yeah, I'm glad I did. Now next turn, if I don't draw a land, I can do that line, Inquisition into Needle. All right, that's a Birthing Ritual. Maybe I should have Inquisitioned them last turn. That Birthing Ritual is going to suck. They're going to get a lot of looks at a lot of stuff. Orc Army token is down. Cauldron Familiar is now in play. Profane Tutor is 1 turn away from coming off suspend. And honestly, I might just Inquisition and then suspend another Profane Tutor. Now that I've drawn that land. You've got to be kidding me. Court of Calling, Samwise Gamgee, Force of Vigor, Yawgmoth. I'm not winning this. There's no way on earth I'm winning this, is there? I need something to take that Force of Vigor. I'm going to take the Court of Calling. But I think that they've just had too much of an opportunity to develop here. I could throw down a Pithing Needle on something. I guess I'll put Pithing Needle on Yawgmoth. I don't know. This isn't really feeling very good for me. They can just Force of Vigor, exiling Samwise, and then just play Yawgmoth as a creature if they rip a land. I guess they didn't do that. Here comes the Samwise, though. They didn't attack. I feel like that was a misclick. But now if they just find a Viscera Seer, I'm just dead on the spot. They found something. They're seriously convoking. They ripped a Court of Calling. All right. So looks like none of my decisions mattered. It just didn't matter. They just had the nuts. And I wasn't able to do anything about it. Yep. Here is a Carrion Feeder that is going to win the day here. Okay. And they had this backed by Force of Vigor. They didn't even cast the Force of Vigor, but they could have if they wanted to. Just going to F6 here. If my opponents are going to make me mill them out every single game, then I'm going to make them execute their combos. I do make this rule, actually. I'm not going to say, sorry, I don't make the rules. I make this rule. The fact of the matter is, the clock is part of the game. And this is what their deck was built to do. So just make them do what their deck is built to do. Okay, well, that was a thing that I just had almost no control over. I think I'm going to keep my configuration as is. Oh boy, this is a hand. I'm not going to keep this. I'm not going to keep this. Going straight to 5. I have to keep it. I'm going to bottom a Thoughtseize and a Profane Tutor. And I am actually priced into grabbing a Overgrown Tomb here. Because if I see a Ancient Stirrings on top of my deck, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that is actually really bad for me. Okay, sure. Court of Calling. I'm not winning this. Now, do I need to play out this Codex Shredder? No, I don't. Okay. So that means that I can Thoughtseize them now. Skyclave Apparition, Court of Calling, Viscera Seer, Young Wolf. They have a Gilded Goose in play. How long is it going to take for them to get everything set up? Next turn, they can cast Samwise, cast Viscera Seer, and then just Court of Calling on their upkeep or something for something that just completely wrecks me. Yeah, I'm going to take the Court. I don't think I can deal with that. Jeez, mate. Might have been worth it to not fetch with that Windswept Teeth there. Seeing that Elector Oof on top of their deck. Makes me really happy that I have this Toxic Deluge in hand. They're just going to cast all of their stuff anyway. And that is a Pithing Needle on top of my deck. I think I need to play out my Shredder. I don't think I can afford a Profane Tutor here. This is going to be one of the worst Toxic Deluges ever. They're aggressively casting that Skyclave Apparition here. They're going to hit my Lantern. Well, I'm going to mill myself in response here. That's a Forest. Okay. do I want to make them shuffle their deck? I think that's okay. I think they can have it. I think that's all right. That's down. That's down. That'll give me a chump blocker when I finally cast this Toxic Deluge. Geez, this does not feel good. This is why you lose when you go to 5 on when playing Lantern. Just don't have enough resources. Like, if I had another land in hand at some point, really, then I would be okay. All right, yeah, no, that's reasonable, I think. I forgot that they can just make the illusion die. Looks like they are just going to keep the Young Wolf around, though. Yep, Young Wolf is going to stick around. Illusion token's going to go into the bin. They did keep that last one on top, so I'm going to mill it. Was it another Young Wolf? No, it was a Cauldron Familiar. Okay. Well, we're both on pretty low resources, except my opponent has much better top decks than I do, and they also have threats when I don't. So there's a very good chance that I'm just going to die very quickly here. I would need a set of perfect rips, I think. I would need Ensnaring Bridge now. Oh, well, that's a pretty good rip for them too. Okay, Ancient Stirrings. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I am going to cast this Ancient Stirrings. I am going to do my best to not die to this Carrion Feeder immediately, because next turn they're just gonna cast Samwise Gamgee and make this infinitely large, and also burn me out. So that means I need not those cards. I need not those cards. Okay, well, I did not make many decisions in the second or third games of this match that were relevant. It happens. Let's move on to round 4. We are on the play in round 4 versus Tarmofaeries. I would like to... Okay, I'll keep this. This is a very interesting hand, I think. Hands like this make me wish that I had an Underground Mortuary in the deck. Although I suppose I can lead on Lantern, can't I? I will grab basic Swamp here. And of course I've got Ancient Stirrings on top of my deck. It doesn't really matter, I'm not planning on casting that Stirrings anytime anyway. Alright, so I'm going to fire off this Profane Tutor. My opponent has revealed a Sink into Stupor on top of their deck. It's entirely possible that they just don't fetch with this Scalding Tarn so that they can draw it. Nope, no one's gonna ever do that. Why would anyone do that? Undercity Sewers now. They binned the Orcish Bowmasters in favor of a Swamp. And then they played a card that was not a Swamp. Profane Tutor is going to come off suspend next turn. And I've got 2 Ancient Stirrings in hand. I'm just not really interested in casting these right now anyway. I'm trying to make constructs. They fetched a second Undercity Sewers and kept Tamiyo on top of their deck. They played yet another land that was not that basic Swamp. It's possible that they're going to try and chew through these construct tokens. If they do, I don't really think that's that bad, right? What do I grab off of this Profane Tutor? They don't appear to be able to handle these constructs very well. Although, oh, they just conceded. All right. My choice here was going to be between a third Urza Saga and just like a Thoughtseize, I guess. But if they're just wrapping it up, then sure, I'll take the win. What do I think they're on? They could be on, I don't know, the blue-back Tempo deck that uses Murktides. They could be on Reanimator. I think I want the Duresses, so I'm going to bring those in. And I think I will side out, I don't want to side out a Pithing Needle. I don't want to side out Craft Digger's Cage. I think I will side out the Underworld Cookbook. And without knowing what else they're doing, I'm going to side out a Mishra's Bauble. We did see some Scalding Tarns out of them. I don't know if that means that they're on red or not, though. Well, this is a hand that I can keep. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. They seem to not have a good time against Urza Saga last game. Are they going to Thoughtseize me here? Looks like it. Feast your eyes. They took the Ensnaring Bridge. They don't care about Graph Digger's Cage, or they have a counterspell for it. I think I'm going to hold the Mox Opal. Psychic Frog. Yep, that's fine. That is an Overgrown Tomb. No, I don't think I'm going to play that out. I think I'm going to just lead on Urza Saga, get that chain started. Do I play out Mox Opal now? It'll still get caught up in a Meltdown if that happens. No, I think I'm just going to hold it. If I draw a 1-drop artifact next turn, then I can simply create a construct with Saga to turn on the Opal. I'd have to remember to cast the Opal first, then create the construct, just in case they have a Fatal Push. Let's see if I actually remember to do that in 60 seconds or however long it's going to take. They're going to go up to 5 cards here. They could discard a bunch of stuff out of their hand. Oh, they're just going to Thoughtseize me again. I was going to say they could discard a bunch of stuff out of their hand to try and play out a Abhorrent Oculus here. Looks like they're not going to do that. They just took a Stirrings. That's fine. I'm not really using my Stirrings right now. That's not the game that I'm playing. Oh, they're doing something. They're playing a Murktide Regent. Yep, that's a Murktide Regent. And I have my own Thoughtseize here. So I kind of want a Ensnaring Bridge now. I think I'm going to Thoughtseize them. I don't think I'm going to create the construct. Discarding the counter spell to put a 1/1 counter on the frog. And discarding a Fatal Push. Yeah, okay. So I have, as my options here, 3rd Urza Saga, Lantern of Insight, Blooming Marsh, Trophy, or Duress. I think I'll take the Lantern. All right, I am in trouble, officially. I'm going to be taking a very large hit from these things here. They're going to draw that Jace the Mind Sculptor, play out a Psychic Frog again. I'm at 6. It is Ensnaring Bridge or die here. So I think I'm going to sack Have Myself Shuffle. They have a Flooded Strand on top of their deck. And I'm going to just draw something. Okay, that is death, right? I think that might be death. Because this Assassin's Trophy is actually not castable with the Urza Saga that I have in hand. And even if I could cast it, then they could just discard a card to Psychic Frog. I think that did it. Yeah, all right, well played. I didn't see an Abhorrent Oculus or an Unearth from them. They've got Murktide Regents, they've got Jace the Mind Sculptors. I think that I will side out that Grafdigger's Cage. I'll bring in that Mishra's Bauble for additional consistency here. Yeah, I'll keep it like this. Glad I have those Pithing Needles. Jace the Mind Sculptor's kind of scary. I will be on the play here. And what does this hand do? This hand is turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Saga Lantern Lantern. Okay, I've kept worse hands. I will lead on the Prismatic Vista here. Fetch basic Swamp, Inquisition you. They kept 6. They have Thoughtseize, Explosives, Counterspell, Kaito, Darkslick Shores, Swamp. Interesting. I think I might take the Explosives out of this hand. Go aggro with Urza Saga. I don't have any way of finding an Ensnaring Bridge. Otherwise, I'd probably just take the Counterspell. All right, well, it's not great, but I'll take it. And I will play the Mox Opal now, because I know they're going to Thoughtseize me. That's an Assassin's Trophy that I drew for turn. That's really interesting. I think it's still Saga into Lantern. Sink into Stupor is on top of their deck. All right. If they want to hold open Counterspell, then they have to play that as a land for turn. And it looks like they did. So here's what I'm going to do now. I am going to... Oh, they're going to consign this? They have a consigned memory? Wow, they have a consigned memory. Yeah, that's fine. It was a really good rip for them, I think. Unfortunately, it means that they don't have any threats now. Thoughtseize is in hand, and I'm going to lose this Assassin's Trophy anyway. I may as well cast it. I'm going to cast it on their basic Swamp. Am I going to cast it on their basic Swamp? I'm going to cast it on their Darkslick Shores. They're floating black. They got a blue land. So they could hold open Counterspell here, and they are choosing to do that. I think I kind of want to fetch here. I will fetch my Overgrown Tomb. And yeah, go ahead and fetch out a Pithing Needle for that Kaito Bane of Nightmares that I know they have in their hand. Although I suppose that's going to be a creature anyway, isn't it? Let's take a closer look at Kaito. So it is a 3/4 ninja creature with hexproof as long as it is their turn. They can plus it to get an emblem that makes it bigger. They can 0 it to get some consistency and then draw a card after the consistency. I think that's scary enough that I want to turn it off and just make it into a boring, plain old 3/4 creature, I think. So yeah, I will grab Pithing Needle here, right? Or I could grab a Codex Shredder and I could keep them off of land number 4 and threats for the rest of the game. I don't think that's a very good plan. I think I'm just going to grab the Pithing Needle, and I'm just going to acknowledge that they have a threat now. I'm gonna play this as a green land, I suppose. Don't know how much that matters. And we have a very weak grip on this game. Undercity Sewers, that's fine. Yeah, they kept that on top. I think I will exile here. Mishra's Bauble is okay. They're gonna counterspell that, huh? Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't actually do much here. They just have another counterspell in hand now. They're dropping the Kaito. I think I need to get rid of that Force of Negation. If I just Luxac into a bridge here, then that would be fantastic. I didn't, but, you know, I could have. Codex Shredder on top of my deck. I will go ahead and play that. And I think I'm taking them off of Psychic Frog. Tameo Inquisitive Student, huh? I think I need to take them off of that, too. Harbinger of the Seas, I'm just going to have to cope with. And now they have a decent clock in play. But I've got a Duress on top of my deck. Let's go ahead and take that counterspell. And I think at this point, I would rather them have a threat, because I think I can dig to a Ensnaring Bridge faster than they can kill me here. But lands is fine, too. Polluted Delta, that's great. An additional Kaito is not going to cause problems for me. All right, Lantern Lock. Come on, give me something good here. It's a Fomori Vault. I'm going to have to take it. Kaito on top of their deck. I'm going to fall to 5. I need to find something very good very quickly. Even an Assassin's Trophy would buy me time. I could even cast an Assassin's Trophy. There's Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, we're fine. Always had it. Always had it. That's why you play 4 of them in the deck. Now they can have as many Thoughtseizes and counterspells as they want. But not Sink into Stupor. I don't want them having a Sink into Stupor. Goodbye, Sink into Stupor. Scalding Tarn's fine, though. I'm going to Stirrings into... Yeah, I'll Stirrings into Pyxis. That's fine. I only need 1 Shredder here anyway. And now I just need to mill them out. I've got a really strong lock op, and they don't have many outs. I think I'm okay. And they give it up. Beautiful. I was a little bit worried there for a while, to be honest. I thought I wasn't going to find the Ensnaring Bridge in time. But, you know, surveilling 2 every single turn, it ends up adding up, I suppose. Okay, well, let's go ahead and see if I can have a positive record in this league. We are on the draw in the final round against your boy, BoyToyTroy. Do I keep this hand? Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. It's got a Thoughtseize, it's got a Profane Tutor, it's got a couple Ensnaring Bridges in it. Maybe my opponent will be on a deck that just completely rolls over to Ensnaring Bridge and we'll be able to get him. Or they could be on this BS. Okay, this is a lot of things that they have in their hand here. I mean, take the Wrath of the Skies, obviously, but just appreciate. I'm going to take a second here and appreciate what they have in their hand, you know? BoyToyTroy wants to Meticulous Archive. They're surveilling. They put it on top. That scares me. Did they find another Wrath of the Skies? I sure hope not. Did they find a counterspell? I sure hope they did. Because Urza's Saga and a Profane Tutor is going to make it so that that doesn't really work. Okay, so they just spent their turn doing nothing. Not that that matters that much. If I don't find a land here, I actually kind of am in trouble, right? Yeah, I really don't want a Ancient Stirrings. Okay, well, it's not looking good. Codex Shredder, Pyxis of Pandemonium, both coming down. They could Orange Chant me on my next upkeep. They could Sink into Stupor on my Profane Tutor. And they kept it on top. I think I'm going to mill it, and I'm going to see what it is. Consult the star charts. Yeah, I wanted to take that. Playing Sink into Stupor is a land. That's kind of scary. What does that mean? They're going to tap out for like a Jace the Mind Sculptor or something? No, they're just holding up Orange Chant and Sink into Stupor? No, wait, they played the Sink into Stupor as a land. What on earth are they doing then? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They are going to Orms Chant me, though. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I do think that I need to grab a Lantern of Insight here, and then just eventually start filtering into things. Can't cast spells, so that doesn't matter. Hollowed Fountain. They played it as their land. They have 3 unknown cards in hand. That is genuinely terrifying. But I'm okay with the top deck of everyone right now, so I will just draw this Dark Boar Pathway. And I do kind of want that Inquisition, actually. I'm going to play out another Lantern, and I'm going to see what happens. I think I'm going to play this out as a green land, just in case something happens to the Inquisition on top of my deck. But I'm not going to cast Stirrings right now. Uh-oh, it's a Consult the Star Charts, isn't it? Oh, thank goodness. It's just a hard cast Solitude. Okay. Eventually, I'm going to land one of these Ensnaring Bridges, and it's just not going to matter. Supreme Verdict in their hand. Please don't Wrath of the Skies me, bro. Oh, no, they're Wrath of the Skiesing me. Oh, man. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everyone's top deck is already fine, so Plains on top of their deck, Inquisition on top of mine. I'm going to Ancient Stirrings now. Try and find a land. Do I want to take the Pyxis? I think I just want to take the Prismatic Vista. Any order on that? And I will Inquisition them first. They have the counterspell in hand. So Spell Snare, Supreme Verdict. And I think here I actually will preserve my tempo. I'm going to grab Basic Forest. And I will Stirrings. And that was a pretty bad Stirrings. Okay, I guess we're taking the Verdant Catacombs. Plains was their draw for turn. They played it as a land. They're going to swing in for 3. And now we are both getting uncontrolled draws. They're putting their companion into their hand. Kahira. Kahira! And they're just casting it. I don't know why they didn't do that before combat. Whatever. All right, let's just drop Ensnaring Bridges until somebody gives up. This is a terrible, horrible, no good way to play this matchup, by the way. I do not want to just be hiding behind 3 Ensnaring Bridges. Inquisition, no, I'm not going to fire that off right now. But I think I will hold the 3rd Ensnaring Bridge in hand. Narset, Parter of Veils. That is a pretty terrible card for them to drop deck for me. I do not like that. That's a Prismatic Ending. Do I care about Prismatic Ending? I mean, I guess they might be able to produce red at some point. I don't think I mind that much. I don't think I'm going to Inquisition them. Now I'd be taking 3 a turn because I draw this Inquisition, so I think I will actually fire off the Inquisition here. Pending, Spell Snare, Supreme Verdict. Take the Pending. And my opponent has some really good rips here. Obviously, they could rip Wrath of the Skies. They could rip the Consult the Star Charts. They could have Quantum Riddler. They could have a Teferi Time Raveler. That's a really good card for them to get. They are just going to Pending one of my bridges. So that was their draw for turn then. They're going to bounce this. They're not going to bounce it. All right. Well, I'm pretty much in the position where I need to cast that 2nd Ensnaring Bridge now. And just need to hope that they don't hit Wrath of the Skies. But they have done a very good job of spinning their wheels, but not a very good job of doing a whole ton of stuff. Okay. Bounced 1 Ensnaring Bridge. Did they hit the Prismatic Ending? I don't know. Don't think so. Mishra's Bauble. I will pop that on their upkeep. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Consult the Star Charts with Kicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, I didn't cast the Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, I really should have done that. I don't think it mattered. And I didn't pop the Mishra's Bauble on their upkeep. Okay, so 2 misplays there. But I don't think it was that important. I think that they can just do this. Yeah. Not good. Not good. Now they've got 5 cards in hand. Mystic Gate on top of their deck. Now, notably, if I cast this Thoughtseize, then I can't take a single hit from the stuff that they've got in play. Right. Narset means I can't draw more than 1 card a turn. Okay, sure. All right, Thoughtseize them and Cry. Or Thoughtseize them, get it counterspelled. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, none of this stuff matters because they just Teferi bounce again, and then I'm dead, right? Yeah, okay. All right, wow, that was a thorough spanking from blue-white control with a black splash for something. Okay, that's why we don't like Wrath of the Skies. So how do I want to sideboard against them? I think I need my 3rd Pithing Needle. I think that I need my 2 Duresses. And even though this is a deck that has a zillion and 1 ways to remove Ensnaring Bridge, they actually do not have a way to win without removing Ensnaring Bridge. So, I don't know. Maybe I bring in trophies. Maybe trophies are good. Cage comes out. Cookbook comes out. And honestly, I think that Mishra's Baubles come out because they're terrible top decks. All right, I'll run it like that. I could theoretically run them out of win conditions. I would like to be on the play. This hand does what? It trades with 2 of their cards, it destroys a 3rd, and then it rolls over and dies. I'm gonna mulligan. Oh, not like this deck. Please not like this. Okay. Oh, man. This is such a risky keep. Oh, I do not like this. I've got a bottom and Urza Saga and what? Profane Tutor? I think if I'm winning this, it's because my opponent doesn't have an answer to my Urza Saga constructs. I think it's got to be Profane Tutor. Oh, man, I do not like that. And they opened on double Wrath of the Skies. Oh my, wow, all right. It's easy. This is easy. This is an easy game. All I have to do is rip exactly Inquisition, Thoughtseize, or Duress on top of my deck immediately next turn. So take Wrath of the Skies, full confidence that this does not backfire in some horrid way. Easy game, always had it. Look at that beautiful discard spell that I just top decked. Let's go ahead and play our Urza Saga and not cast a discard spell and pass turn. Come on, mate. Just bin the land. There you go. That's great. Okay. And then just cast Wrath for 0. Just cast Wrath for 0. Just get rid of the Urza Saga. You know you want to. They did not cast Wrath for 0. How badly do I punish this play? I think I might punish it, actually. Although they've got Counterspell held up, so this Thoughtseize isn't doing much anyway. I think I will play out a Fomori Vault, because next turn I might want to play the Bloodstained Mire so that I can fetch another fetch land, another like shock land or something, and then cast the Thoughtseize. And they're just doing nothing. Yeah, they're just doing nothing. They're just going to let this Urza Saga run its course. They're going to get everything out of it that they possibly can. All of Storm Giants went to the bin. And incredibly enough, I actually wish that I had a Mishra's Bauble here, because I would really love to cycle when they destroy all of my stuff. I think I'm just going to grab a Lantern. Consign to memory, huh? I don't think that I Thoughtseize them. I think I just hold. I think I'm just going to attack with this construct, and I'm going to make them shuffle. Now they can Wrath for 0, and then still hold open Counterspell. Wrath for 0, okay. I'm going to grab this Overgrown Tomb, and that's double Thoughtseize. That is very interesting. Do I want to double Thoughtseize my opponent? I will fire off at least one Thoughtseize, I think. They're trading Counterspell for Thoughtseize. Is that the same Counterspell that I saw earlier? It is. Okay. So Counterspell is down. I actually might want to Thoughtseize them again so that I can take that Narset out of their hand. Do I take Narset or do I take Teferi? I think I will actually take the Narset. The Narset digs deeper, so they can just drop Teferi, Hero of Dominaria now if they want to. They are choosing to do that. 2 unknown cards in their hand right now. Basic Swamp as my draw for turn. I don't think I'm going to reveal that to them. Am I going to reveal that to them? No, I really want to slow roll these Urza Sagas. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. No, I'm going to play it. In case I draw like an Assassin's Trophy or something next turn, I guess. They play their Hollowed Fountain as a land for turn. I don't think they have to shock this in, because they can just untap it with Teferi on their end step. They did, though. That worries me. Why are you shocking in Hollowed Fountain? Isochron Scepter. Because you have an Isochron Scepter, an instant card with mana value 2 or less from your hand. So they're just going to put Orm's Chant on this. Oh, they put Consign to Memory on it. Well, I mean, that's pretty good, right? I think that might be a lot better than I'm giving it credit for. Duress. I'm not going to be able to search off of this Urza Saga. They are going to counter the search for that. Okay. And now I get the construct. And now I have a choice. I mean, the first play is fairly obvious. I'm going to swing at them with the construct. But now, what do I want to do? Do I duress them? I don't think so. I think do I play out my Urza Saga? I think I'm not going to play out the Urza Saga. I think I will just hold everything. They still have the Kahira as their companion, and I think it might be correct for them to put that into their hand right now. They are Prismatic Ending a construct. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing particularly hot right now. Yeah, that's a Narset of Veils that they just top decked. Counterspell in their hand. Yeah, I think this got away from me, everybody. I don't think I've got this. Lantern of Insight. Beautiful. I can resolve that next turn when this Urza Saga second chapter comes down. I think I'm going to duress them now, take that counterspell. They have counterspell and consign to memory. Oh, does it matter? I don't think it really matters. I'm going to take the consign. I wouldn't be nearly as worried about this consign to memory if it couldn't get rid of the Chapter 2 trigger on Urza Saga. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't think I'm gonna be winning this. I think my opponent's got it. They've just been very patient. Fairy Time Raveler's gonna come down. They're gonna be able to bounce my Urza Saga or my Construct token. And yeah, that's a wrap. Look at that. There's no way I'm coming out of this, right? Worms Chant. Yeah, they know what's up. Well, as much fun as we're having right now, I don't think that I'm going to continue to play this game. I think I will go ahead and wrap this up. So I think the deck was okay. I think that it was really unfortunate that I made the misplay in round 2 that cost me that match. I said I had a challenge that I was going to not make any misplays that cost me matches, and that just didn't end up happening. I think that there was not much that we could have done about round 5. I think I just did my best, but my opponent kind of just got away from me. I don't know. I think that I'm still very much like this list. This is a very good traditional list. It's got lots of consistency, which I really enjoy. I'm kind of in the mood to try something else, though. I've got a really interesting brew that's going to be coming out tomorrow. So if you want to watch the next video, or maybe tune into the stream that'll be happening tomorrow, feel free to stop by. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to the Fate Seal MTG Patreon from viewers like you. Thank you.